You're listening to Dean Michael here on True Radio, the home of proper good music and proper good interviews. And we've got a great guy with us tonight, Steve Collins, all the way from Manchester, who is a close protection expert and an expert in self-defense. Now, Steve, are you still there?
Yes, I am, Dean. Yes, I'm here waiting.
We usually do it in 3 sections, but it's been so interesting tonight, and I can't finish the show, your part of the show there. You've got to tell us about the React system and what in the book, you leaflets you sent me in books and things. I've got all kinds of things here, which will tell everybody where you can get them from. But as a section here, it says, "We go prepared." What does that mean, Steve?
Okay, We Go Prepared is one of the training courses that we deliver, and we've been very successful with it. One of the difficulties that we have at the moment, apart from coronavirus and everybody's focus on coronavirus at the moment and staying safe from that, but people tend to lose sight that there is still an enormous amount of crime out there, weapons-related crime, gun crime, knife crime, acid attacks, and terrorist attacks. And although we haven't had one for a little while now, people shouldn't be complacent, because it's not will we have another terrorist attack, it's when we'll have another terrorist attack, not will we have one.
Okay.
So one of the things about We Go Prepared is that if you and your family, your husband, your wife, you're with your kids, you're minding your own business, it's Saturday afternoon in the local shopping mall, and suddenly all hell lets loose. There is some guy charging around with a gun, shooting people, and we call that an active shooter. There's some guy with a knife stabbing people, or there's been an explosion and it's a terrorist attack. Now, there is no information out there about what to do. Nobody knows what to do, not even the police most of the time. And as far as the police are concerned, the alarm will go up, and if you're very, very lucky, the police might get there in 10 or 15 minutes, by which time it's all over.
Yeah.
We Go Prepared is trying to tell people what they can do if they find themselves in that particular type of situation. Now, again, we're not teaching people how to be James Bond. We're not teaching people how to be the SAS. We're teaching people that they have options and there are things that they can do to keep themselves and their family safe. So I've called it We Go Prepared, i.e. we go prepared, all of us, that if we're out there and something happens, we have a pretty good idea of what we can do about it. And this is a very successful training course that, as I said before, because of coronavirus, we're not delivering any training to anybody at the moment, but hopefully this year will be better. And that's what We Go Prepared is about.
Okay. Also, armed robbery as well. That's rife at the minute.
Armed robbery. Well, armed robbery is something that will never go away. It will always be there. And some time ago, this is a couple of years ago now, I was asked if I could put together a training course for retail, people in shops, people in banks, people in the supermarkets, what to do in the event of an armed robbery. Well, apart from put your hands up and do as you're told, there's not a great deal you can do. But as I said, with We Go Prepared, there are options. So I wrote a book called Rules for Dealing with Armed Robbery. And that's just one of a set of 6 books. But Rules for Dealing with an Armed Robbery essentially says there are 10 rules. The guy has burst into the shop. He's there with his sawn-off shotgun. He wants to empty the tills. There are 5 rules that you need to follow. And I'm not going to go into them now because we haven't got time. No. But we call them the red rules. So you have 5 red rules. This is what you should be doing when the bad guy's in the shop.
Yeah.
Once he's gone or they've gone, there are now 5 green rules. And these are the things that you should be doing now that the bad guys have gone. Now, this is easy stuff to learn. And we do a half-day course for everybody that works in retail and everybody that might come across this problem. We call it Rules for Dealing with an Armed Robbery. There are 10 rules, 5 red, 5 green. It's easy, right? And everybody should learn it.
Right. And where can people get these books to learn from, Steve?
They can get them from me. They can get them from me. They can email me at steve@ps5.com. They can call me. They can, any way they can get in touch with me, through social media, on Facebook. All this information is available, and I'm more than happy to speak to anybody that's interested.
And it's ps5.com.
It's ps5.com. Papa Sierra Figure 5.com.
Okay,
Steve@ps5.com.
and you're also on Facebook as Steve Collins as well.
I'm on Facebook as Steve W. Collins.
Steve W. Collins. So all my listeners, if you do want to contact Steve, then that's the way to get hold of him. Now, Steve, just to finish off now, we're going to talk about the new children's, you're going to teach children to look after themselves as well.
Yeah. This is an area that I've not been very involved with over the years. Although I've taught thousands of people self-defense, I haven't taught that many children. I was approached, this was the back end of 2019, by the headmaster of quite a posh school in Cheshire. And he called me in, I went for a meeting, and he said, I want my pupils to learn self-defense, personal protection. And remember, when I talk about self-defense, I'm not teaching them to fight. That's a completely different thing.
Yeah, it's completely different.
So he said, I want my pupils to be taught personal safety, personal protection, self-defense. Can you do it? And I said, well, I can. I said, I'm more used to teaching police officers and soldiers, but if I adapt my system, my React system to suit a younger audience, I know that I can do that. So I set to, and I designed a training program that was supposed to start in June last year. Well, of course, for all the obvious reasons that we know, it didn't happen. So I've been now focused on refining that and getting it right. And in this particular school, we have two sets of children, two sets of kids. We've got the more adult kids, the teenagers, the 14, 15, 16-year-olds who are going to do their A-levels to go to university and the like. But we also have the infants, and these are the 4, 5, 6, 7-year-olds. So I've had to split the training into two separate parts. One, which we will deliver to the seniors, but I want to train teachers to be able to deliver React to their young pupils, the as I say, the 4, 5, 6, 7-year-olds. And that's what we're working on at the moment. We're hoping that we can do it this year. So fingers crossed, we'll wait and see.
Exactly. And I can see a little character behind you there for the people on the YouTube looking there. He's Charlie, I believe. Yeah.
That's Charlie. That is Stay Safe Charlie. I sort of invented this little cartoon character, and Stay Safe Charlie is a really cool dude. And he's wearing you can't see it properly, but he's wearing a badge, and that badge says that he's a bully-proof kid. And he's a bully-proof kid because he's been taught React. He's been taught how to recognize danger. He's been taught what to do if he's uncomfortable or frightened in a situation. And Stay Safe Charlie talks to all the other kids and educates them into becoming safe.
Fabulous. And I believe you're going to try and get that on children's television as well. You're going to try and make
it's early days. It is early days. We are at the moment putting together a presentation, because we think if it's something that the TV programs think has merit, it would be brilliant to see Stay Safe Charlie on kids' TV on a Saturday morning.
Showing the children how to look after themselves and keep
showing the children how to look after themselves. And again, we're not going to be teaching them wrist locks or throwing somebody over the shoulder. No. We're going to be teaching them how to recognize and avoid danger.
Fantastic. Well, Steve Collins, it's been absolutely wonderful. Can we just give out your website again and your contact details for people to get in touch with you? So it's
my email is steve@ps5.com. That's Papa Sierra Figure 5.com. My website is www.ps5.com. And you can always contact me through the website or my email.
Fantastic. And you're also on Facebook as Steve
Oh,
W. Collins.
sorry. Yes. Sorry for crossing over you there. Yes, I'm on Facebook as Steve W. Collins. Now, there's all sorts of things on my Facebook page, as well as what we've been talking about today. Facebook is what it is. And so there's a few jokes on there, and there's a few other things on there. But yes, you can contact me on Facebook. You can become a friend on Facebook. But the most important message I want to get across today is anybody that wants any information at all about how to keep out of harm's way, how to look after themselves, or help their loved one to keep out of harm's way, I'm there, I'm available, I can speak to you.
Steve Collins, thanks ever so much for being with us here on True Radio, the home of proper good music.
It's my pleasure, Dean. Thank you for inviting me.
Thanks, Steve. We'll have you on again in a few months' time and let us know about the True TV.
Okay.
Thanks, Steve.
You.